Have you ever pondered how one man's actions can shape a nation's future? Today, we delve into the life of Grover Cleveland, a man whose influence on the United States remains significant. Born to a humble family in Caldwell, New Jersey, Cleveland's journey to the presidency was far from predictable. He grew up in an era of change and uncertainty, and it was his unique experiences that shaped his approach to leadership. As the 22nd and 24th President of the United States, Cleveland's tenure was marked by both triumphs and challenges. Known for his honesty and integrity, Cleveland was not just a leader but a symbol of American values. Yet his life beyond the presidency was equally compelling. From his time as a sheriff to his later years, Cleveland's story is a testament to the power of resilience and conviction. Prepare to embark on a journey through the life of a man who held the highest office in the land, not once but twice. Born to a devout Presbyterian family in New Jersey, Grover Cleveland's early life was humble and unassuming. He was the fifth of 9 children born to Richard Falley Cleveland, a minister, and Ann Neal Cleveland. Despite their spiritual convictions, the Clevelands were not a family of means, yet they instilled in their children the values of hard work, integrity, and service to others. Grover's father passed away when he was just 16, thrusting him into the role of provider for his family. He worked as a teacher's assistant and a clerk before moving to Buffalo, New York, where he studied law and passed the bar in 1859. His diligence and commitment to justice did not go unnoticed. Grover quickly made a name for himself in the legal community, leading to his appointment as Assistant District Attorney of Erie County. However, it was his tenure as Sheriff of Erie County that truly set the stage for his political career. Faced with the difficult task of carrying out executions, Grover's steadfast adherence to the rule of law became widely known. His reputation as a man of principle, unafraid to make unpopular decisions, began to take shape. From these beginnings, few could have predicted the heights Cleveland would reach. Cleveland's political journey was anything but conventional. His rise to power was swift and unexpected. This statement rings true for Grover Cleveland, a man who, within a span of 3 years, went from being the mayor of Buffalo, New York, to the governor of the same state, and finally to becoming the President of the United States. In 1881, Cleveland, a lawyer by profession, was elected as the mayor of Buffalo. His tenure was marked by his efforts to cut costs and fight corruption, earning him the nickname Veto Mayor. His reputation for integrity and his commitment to reform won him the gubernatorial election in 1882. As the governor of New York, Cleveland continued his crusade against corruption and wasteful spending. His political star was on a meteoric rise. He was a Democrat who valued honesty and efficacy over party politics, a trait that endeared him to the public. In 1884, just 2 years into his term as governor, Cleveland was nominated as the Democratic Party's candidate for the presidency. His nomination was not without controversy. His opponents claimed he fathered an illegitimate child. But Cleveland, true to his character, confronted the scandal head-on, admitting to a relationship with the child's mother but denying paternity. The American public admired his honesty. The presidential campaign was a grueling one, with Cleveland's personal life under constant scrutiny. However, his political record stood strong, and his reputation for reform appealed to voters tired of Washington's corruption. His Republican opponent, James G. Blaine, was plagued by allegations of financial impropriety, which further boosted Cleveland's chances. In a closely fought election, Cleveland won the popular vote by a narrow margin. He carried New York, the pivotal state, by just over 1,000 votes. His victory was a testament to his resilience and his commitment to reform. In 1884, Grover Cleveland made history, becoming the 22nd President of the United States. His path to the presidency was unconventional, but it was a journey that embodied the American spirit of perseverance and integrity. Cleveland's presidency was marked by reform, integrity, and controversy. His time in the White House was anything but ordinary, as he remains the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. During his first term from 1885 to 1889, Cleveland made waves with his dedication to reform. He was a strong believer in the merit system, and to that end he made sweeping changes to civil service. He vetoed numerous bills with the intention of curbing corruption and reducing unnecessary government expenditure. Economic policy was a cornerstone of Cleveland's presidency. He was a staunch advocate for the gold standard, believing it to be the bedrock of a stable economy. His dedication was tested during the Panic of 1893, a severe economic depression that hit the country during his second term. Despite the turmoil, Cleveland stood firm, maintaining his belief in the gold standard as the nation's financial savior. But it wasn't all smooth sailing for Cleveland. His presidency was also fraught with controversy. One of the most notable was the Pullman strike of 1894. The federal government's intervention in this labor dispute was seen by many as a betrayal of the working class, tarnishing Cleveland's reputation. Cleveland's foreign policy was also a subject of debate. He was a proponent of a hands-off approach, believing that the United States should not interfere in the affairs of other nations unless absolutely necessary. This stance was tested during the Venezuelan crisis of 1895, where he navigated a diplomatic dispute between Britain and Venezuela with tact, laying the groundwork for the Roosevelt corollary to the Monroe Doctrine. Despite his reformative efforts and consistent policy positions, Cleveland was not without his critics. His refusal to provide federal aid during the Panic of 1893 and his handling of the Pullman strike were particularly contentious issues. His policies were often seen as favoring big businesses, leading to criticism from labor unions and the working class. Cleveland was also known for his personal integrity. He was a man of principle, unafraid to make unpopular decisions if he believed them to be right. This was evident in his opposition to the annexation of Hawaii, a move that was popular among many of his contemporaries but conflicted with his belief in self-determination for all nations. Despite the trials, Cleveland's presidency left an indelible mark on the nation. His commitment to reform, economic stability, and a non-interventionist foreign policy shaped the trajectory of the United States, setting a precedent for future leaders to navigate the complexities of governance. Post-presidency, Cleveland's dedication to the nation didn't wane. Once Cleveland bid farewell to the White House, he took on a new role, this time in the sphere of academia. He accepted a position at Princeton University where he shared his wealth of knowledge and first-hand experience with eager young minds. His time at Princeton was far from a quiet retirement. He enriched the intellectual landscape with his unique perspective on American politics, providing students with insights they couldn't find in textbooks. It was a testament to his commitment to the nation, an unwavering dedication that didn't cease with the end of his presidential terms. But Cleveland's influence extended beyond the hallowed halls of Princeton. He remained a vocal participant in political discussions, using his voice to guide and shape the nation he had once led. He penned numerous articles and public letters addressing pressing issues of the day and offering his seasoned wisdom. His continued involvement in politics wasn't driven by a desire for power or recognition, but by a deep-rooted love for his country. He saw it as his duty to help navigate the complex and ever-changing landscape of American politics, a task he carried out with grace and unwavering dedication until his final days. Even after leaving the White House, Cleveland remained a figure of influence and respect. His post-presidential life was a testament not only to his political acumen but also to his enduring legacy as a public servant, a legacy that continues to inspire to this day. Today, Cleveland's legacy continues to resonate. Grover Cleveland, a man of humble beginnings, emerged from the gritty world of local politics to become one of the most influential figures in American history. His mark on the United States can be seen in several ways. Firstly, Cleveland's commitment to fiscal responsibility and his refusal to provide special favors to any business sector set a precedent for future presidents. This approach, though often unpopular, demonstrated a devotion to the principles of fairness and equality. Even today, his belief in a balanced budget and limited government intervention in the economy continues to influence American political discourse. Secondly, his tenure as president was marked by a strong dedication to reform. His efforts to combat corruption, particularly within the civil service, laid the groundwork for the modern civil service system. His insistence on merit over patronage was revolutionary and set a new standard for public service. Lastly, Cleveland's personal integrity had a lasting impact on the office of the presidency. His determination to do what he believed was right, even in the face of political opposition, continues to be a model for political leaders today. Cleveland's influence extends beyond his time in office. His principles of honesty, fiscal responsibility, and commitment to reform have left an indelible mark on the fabric of American society. Grover Cleveland, a man of humble beginnings, left a legacy of integrity and reform that continues to shape the United States today.